Hi, I'm Nat. I'm an overachiever and an overplanner, so of course I have. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video, we are going to be doing the end of year book tag. Alright, before we get to anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what's a book that you're planning to read to transition into the fall time. I guess actually that really only counts for people in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have the January book tag to start the year off strong. We have the mid-year book tag for that midpoint check-in, but the end of year book tag really is just kind of talking about how is your last quarter of the year going to go. I love doing this one because it mostly makes me create a end of year TBR. I believe this tag was originally created by 𝗖cie, so I'll put a link to her original video in the cards as well as the description. Let's jump right into the questions. First up, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Most of the time I would actually say no, but there are a few books that I have started earlier in the year and I barely started into them. And eventually they got put down, but I do want to return to them. So first off is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This was actually a reread for me that I initially picked up in December of 2023. I got about 75 pages in, but my life was a little hectic at the end of last year and also the beginning of this year. So this just didn't happen, unfortunately. I had to put it down and just start prioritizing other books for the start of the year. I think like Winterween and video planning stuff also, but I would love to actually reread this one this December. I've toted The Night Circus as one of my favorite stories. I would love to return to it and actually start annotating it. I got a little bit of annotations done, but not nearly enough. This isn't gonna happen until like the very end of 2024, but I hope it does. On a very different note is Mary by Nat Cassidy. I picked this up for a video like months ago, and I got even less into this. Yeah, I got 17 pages in. The video kind of got put on the back burner. Then I just continuously kept putting this down and prioritizing other books in front of it, but I want to read this book so much. The little bit of setup I already saw was very intriguing. It's a Carrie retelling, but through the eyes of a woman who is going into menopause. I actually gifted a copy of this to Josh's mom last year, and she really enjoyed it, so I think I will as well. Everything I've ever heard about this book sounds so good. I want to read it. I want to get it read. Hopefully in October maybe, because it is a horror story. That'll hopefully just like finally give me the opportunity to get this read. It makes me annoyed that it's been sitting on my currently reading shelf for so many months now. I want to finish it. I want to get it actually knocked off. Who knows when that'll happen though? We'll find out. Next question. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? So I already have started to read a little bit more of like the scary, creepy books. I'm kind of going between two right now that I need to read both of these here soon. First is Such Sharp Teeth by Rachel Harrison, and I'll be honest, this one's probably going to end up being the book that I will read that will start my transition into my autumnal fall time at TBR. And the reason I need to get this read is because I'm going to a Rachel Harrison book event here soon, and I'm so excited. It's for her newest release, So Thirsty. I will be getting a copy of that one there, and it'll be signed, but she will also be doing a signing afterwards. And I would love to have her sign Cackle, which I've read previously and adore. I also keep hearing so many positive things about this one, and it also just sounds very up my alley. It's about a main character who thinks she's slowly turning into a werewolf, and I've heard it has some phenomenal commentary in this story, which is what I do appreciate in my horror books. So I want to read this one before I go to that event. I really, really do. Next question. Is there a new release you're still waiting on? I think both of those will already be published by the time this video comes out. So let's say American Rapture by CJ Lead, which is the new book from the author of Mayfly. I really loved that one last year. And this one is supposed to be like a pandemic story where when a person is infected, they like become insatiably horny. I've also seen from early reviewers that it has a lot of talks around religion, which is a topic I really tend to enjoy in my stories, and especially with like this sort of a setup and in a horror book, I can't wait. I'm very interested to see how that's gonna go. I actually will be reading this as a part of the Big Bad Booty Bitches book club in November. So if you're interested in this book and want to participate, then keep your eyes peeled for that. The discussion will be taking place after November. You got some time still, besides that I don't even think the book comes out until like midway through October. Also coming out in October though is The Odyssey, which is the 4th book in Stephen Fry's Greek mythology retellings. Cannot wait. I've adored every single one of these. Literally, if you listen to the audiobooks, it is just Stephen Fry narrating all of these Greek stories to you, and it's a phenomenal time. Faith, dude, you're, like, stop pacing. The first one was about the gods, the second one was about the heroes, the third was the Trojan War, and this one is obviously going to be about the Odyssey. Absolutely, we'll be checking out the audiobook for that one as soon as it comes out. Next question. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? If I get this read, that will knock off a book from both my 10 books for 2024, actually my final book on that list, and then one from my 12 Recs by 12 Friends. So that will actually leave me with 3 books on my 12 Recs by 12 Friends, which is perfect. First up is Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling, which Jan Agaton recommended to me. This is a fantasy romance that I think has dragons, and that's really all I know about it. I'm nervous, if I'm being honest. Dragons aren't really a big buzzword for me, and I've only recently started dipping my toe into books that are actually constituting romantasy. I have no clue how this is gonna go, but I know it's getting republished under a big name publisher in September, so that's awesome for the author, love that for her. And kind of on a similar vein is Serpent in the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I'm even more nervous for this one because it's got vampires, which I've never been the biggest vampire girl. And it also has a tournament, which I think I've learned is, it's not an anti-buzzword for me, but I just don't really care about tournaments like other people seem to. I know lots of readers who that's a big buzzword for them. Take it or leave it. I don't really care about that, but I've heard so many positive reviews about that duology, I think it is. My friend Allie actually is reading a copy and annotating it for me, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, at least going through and seeing her annotations with it, especially since she knows as well this book is a little bit outside my comfort zone. I can't wait to see what kind of comments she has. I don't know when that's gonna happen. I don't actually know if that one will happen this year or not, if I'm being honest. And then lastly, from Brie, she recommended me Hakumi and Mikochi. This is a manga, which I've had a really hard time finding anywhere. I need to suck it up and like go to Barnes & Noble online or something. It looks like almost Ferngully-esque. It's supposed to be cute and cozy. A short little manga series. I really should pick this one up. Again, I've just had a very hard time finding it, so. But if I read those 3, I will have officially finished out my 12 Recs by 12 Friends. Next question. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favorite of the year? I'm not sure, honestly. I have had some really solid books this year. I am still very excited for American Rapture, as I said, Such Sharp Teeth, and also Lady Macbeth. All of those I'm really highly anticipating. And then I just recently made that 5-star predictions list off of the 5-star predictions tag, which I have read one of those, and unfortunately it did not go well. Here's hoping the rest of the list might be a little better, but maybe something out of all of those I just listed for you will still manage at like my top 10 for the year. I don't know, we'll find out. And then the last question, have you already started making reading plans for 2024? Hi, I'm Nat. I'm an overachiever and an overplanner, so of course I have. Obviously, I'm still in the middle of my Star Wars canon project. I just recently got out of the High Republic era, so I'm officially diving into the books that are set around the time of the movies, specifically the prequels. That project is gonna keep on going. I'm coming out with about 1 video every 2 months, so I'm planning to stick with that schedule. And then for Valentine's Day every year, I have some sort of a romance-based 5x5. Think I figured out what trope I'm gonna go with on that one. Normally I would have started into it by now, but because I'm doing my Buns and Roses TBR jar challenge, which I'll link in the cards if you're unaware of what I'm talking about there, but since I've been reading so many romances already because of that, unfortunately I haven't started into that video yet, but I do have the idea for the video set out, and I do already have a rough TBR set up, and I also have a few other trial videos that I'm looking at planning. Naturally, yeah, I absolutely have plans set up already. I mean, I have a video that I'm planning to come out in November that I'm not joking. I started that thing in like last May. Yeah, I have plans. All right, and on that note, that is it for today, y'all. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit like and subscribe down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me the calendar emoji in the comments. I have all my socials as well as a few ways you can support me linked in the description. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!